to stand up and pay homage to the man who shocked the world on Saturday, Francis. And I can't believe he's in front. Francis, I'm going to come up to the screen right now and give you a big old hug. You did it, Francis. You did it. You did it. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, Ariel. Thank you.
Francis, you see what I put up on the wall here? Look what I put up. Immortalized forever. The moment.
Awesome.
You see that?
Oh, that's cool.
On the wall.
You stole my idea.
I don't know about your idea, but I put it up there, my friend, so we never forget it. We never forget it. Francis, we just had
also my friend.
His Excellency just called into our show. Crazy. What a time, Francis. I don't know if you heard any of that, but we're going to get to you. Can you describe what the last 2 days have been like for you, less than 48 hours removed? Can you even put into words, seeing this whole thing come? I mean, I see you're tired. Probably you haven't slept too much. What has it been like for you since Saturday night?
It's been exhausting. I haven't really slept since Saturday night, but a lot of message, a lot of calls, good stuff. I haven't really come down. The adrenaline is still coming down, from the fight. But I think I'm still processing.
Was that the greatest night of your life?
I mean, yeah, with the decision, a little different. Yeah, it would have been. It would have been the greatest. You can't really think greatest with the little slightly taste of bitter, because for some reason I feel like there was an injustice there.
You were so confident going into the fight, Francis, but I'm just wondering, did you exceed your own expectations? Did you think that you would do that well against them? Or was this even better than you dreamed of?
I know that I could have done that. I trained a lot. I trained for 4 months for this fight. So I have been doing 10 rounds. I have been working on my boxing. And I know that I can even do better than that. I should have maybe start training earlier. Because when you switch from boxing to MMA, you go to MMA. I think MMA boxing is quite different. And then when you get to the boxing training camp, then that's when you realize that it's very different. Little things has changed, and then it takes time to work those reflex and those techniques. And then in that perspective, I think I was little behind. I was in shape. Everything went well. Had a little injuries along the way, but not a big deal, right? So I was in shape physically. I think technically, I think I could have been better if I have trained more, but that will help me for the next fight, because now I gain this experience, and then I will get when I have another fight, I will get in this another training camp, and then just have a add-on. Just have to add on what I have had in this fight. But at the same time, was so a little nervous though, because you question yourself about okay, regardless, I never been in the fight, in the actual boxing fight. How would it feel? How would I handle this with the pressure and everything? With the lights, how would it be? It was good. It was good.
What blows me away is you're so relaxed about it all. It was good. Francis, you're the most talked about fighter in the world right now. Everyone wants to be in business with you. For the past year, I just did a whole thing on the show talking about everyone who was shitting on you the whole year. Everyone was saying you're screwing up. You're screwing up. BKFC, one championship. No one, and now you're on top of the mountain, and you're just yeah, it was good. It was all good. You recognize this, right? You're the most talked about, sought after fighter on the planet right now, more so than anyone else. Francis, they're all talking about you, and they're talking about you in glowing terms. You recognize this, yes?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, it was great. It was more than good. I just have a slightly bitter taste about it. It could have been with a victory, I mean, I wasn't going there just to show up, just to oh, I'm here, look at me here. No, I really went there to win the fight. And maybe some people might haven't seen that, but that was my real intention. And I really worked hard for it. And I think I deserve that victory. I should have been celebrating that victory now.
So while people like me are saying you won the fight, moral victory, all that stuff, the competitor in you is not really saying that, right? You're not feeling that. You wanted the W. You weren't just coming to show up, is what you're saying. And while you can be pleased with how you did, ultimately, do you feel like you were robbed of a victory?
Yes. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with what I did. I mean, I'm happy with my performance. I'm happy with what we did together, with what everybody in my team did, because we get a biggest team this time, and everybody put in a hard work for us to get here. Again, the competitor in me, basically after that performance, you would have hoped for the judges to be fair, right? And to have that victory. I really believe that I won that fight. I watched that fight again, and now I'm like, I don't understand how I lost. But we knew that if we get to the decision, it's gonna be tough. Not only because the fight gonna be tough itself, but also because there is a lot on the line for the boxing community, for politics, for people inside there. They're gonna protect it, and then that's what they did. Like, I listened to the scorecard. I mean, there are people that like Juan Carlos Peleo, or what is that? That even Alan, that I want to ask, like, okay, what exactly make you score like that? Which fight were we scoring? Like, were you watching another fight on your monitor, or were you watching the actual fight? I think there is not a way that a judge, basically the one that scored, I think was 93, 96. I'm like, what the hell was that? Right? And in fact, like, I'm having my fight next time. Those two guys, they don't judge my fight. I don't care. I'm not here in the boxing regulation, like, oh, we want to do this, we do this. No, you're not fair. You're not fair.
Tyson Fury, do you think he underestimated you? Do you think he looked past you?
I think so. I mean, I know he was training properly, but he was training against something that he really didn't know. In this case, it was hard for him to have that whole motivation. Me, I had a motivation. I know what I was going to deal with. I know the mountain in front of me. So I wasn't joking. I know that if I slept past 1 minute, I'm gonna pay for it. I knew that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a huge punishment if I did something wrong. But he didn't know. I think he didn't know clearly. He just knows that, oh, okay, there's this guy that has a power, that this MMA guy who can land some punch named Francis Ngannou, but he didn't know that I can fight. In fact, I think it wasn't just him. I mean, I can blame him because everybody was like that. Oh, Francis Ngannou can do 3 rounds, can do this, can do blah, 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 blah. And then that shit almost get in my mind. Like, I barely was there almost fighting. I'm like, okay, am I going to do this? Like, how am I feeling? Basically, then he was after the 8 rounds, and I'm like, which round is this? 8. Went to the 9th round. I'm like, okay, how are you feeling? The 9th round, I was just about like feeling myself. Am I tired? Can I move? I don't want to lose focus on this. And we get in the 10th round. I'm like, yeah, just like in the gym, I can do this. Like, I feel good. It's 10 round, only 3 minutes left. Maybe I should put my feet on the gas a little bit more.
Do you wish you did more in those last 2 rounds?
No, I mean the entire fight.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
No, I mean the entire fight. Because from the first round, I'm in the first round, I'm thinking already round 10. I'm in the second round feeling that I'm like thinking round 10. So for some reason, I'm holding it back a little bit, like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm going to feel there. I never been here. How it's going to be. All those lack of experiences what was playing against me.
You had a great video on your YouTube channel, Francis Ngannou YouTube channel. I urge everyone to check it out. But you told a story right before the fight started of something that Tyson said to you, and then you got him back when you knocked him down. Can you tell us that story? This is incredible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we were there, and then the referee was giving us like the recommendation and everything. And he was like, okay, if you guys want to touch glove now, touch. And we touch glove gently. And then here I'm like, let's take you to school, something like that. I'm like, this fucking guy, he has no idea what I'm here to do. He really that really pissed me off a little bit. I'm like, there's not a respect here.
And then you drop him.
So that's why, like, after the knockdown, I'm like, you are a bad professor. how is that school going? You know.
That was incredible. And then you're dancing in front of him, Francis.
That was the reason. That was the reason behind my dance, because I had it. I wanted to let it go, and that was the moment that I let it go.
Do you feel like you could have had him in that moment? Do you wish that you could have done something differently? Did you feel like you had him on the brink of defeat?
Listen, this was my first fight. There's a lot of like I should have stuff. You know,
is there ever a point all week or during the fight where it was overwhelming? You're like, look at all the famous people that are here to watch me fight. From going from a place where everyone was like, no one cares about Francis anymore, to every great living boxer on the planet, to superstars in football, music, they're all here to watch you fight. Was that ever overwhelming for you that it became such a big deal?
No, it wasn't overwhelming. I was there myself as a fan, as an attendant, you know, as a fan for the event, as the attendant for the event. So I was enjoying it myself. You know, I try not to put so much pressure on me now. I mean, I'm still a competitor, and when I go out there, I really go out there to give it all. But I think I have done quite enough, and I don't have that pressure like, okay, what happened if I fall, you know? I know that I can fall along the way, but I don't want the fear of falling holding me back from fighting, you know? So those people were there because we make this fight happen. And the reason why we make this fight happen, certainly because we have done something, both of us, Tyson and I, we have done something in our past to deserve this position.
So let's talk about what is next.
Yes. Although I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Sure.
I'm like, no, I'm not embarrassing myself here. Like, I'm not just here to take part of the show, because I was listening to many people. Like, I had a lot of interview. Man, and some of them were stupid. Some reporter was asking me a question like, yes, do you think you can really box Tyson? Whatever you do and land your punch in somebody's chin is fighting, bro. Stop doing me that. Stop doing that to me. You know, they wasn't giving me respect me at all.
Yes, I'm happy you say that, because I listen to a lot of the boxing media and they call you a novice. They call you they say someone who's never fought before. And that to me blows it. Like if I was fighting Tyson Fury, you can say that. But you have fought before. You may not have fought in the box that they are talking about, but you have been in a fight, you have taken a punch, you have landed a punch. So the disrespect was driving me nuts, let alone them announcing the Usyk fight before your fight, as we talked about last week. But now I want to ask you the questions that everyone wants the answers to. If it was up to Francis Ngannou right now, which sport do you want to compete in next? Boxing or MMA?
Hey, combination. I'm competing in both.
But which is the next one?
The next one, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know. As Chucky said earlier, they get some proposal that I talk with my team, and we're gonna get a response, give them a response earlier. We deeply think about that offer, and we're gonna respond earlier, soon.
Can I ask you what the offer is?
Nah.
Okay, fair enough.
Whatever, if it's something that you're gonna know, you're gonna know.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
All right. I had to ask. A lot of people are saying, please don't go back to MMA. We want to see Francis against Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Zhilei Zhang. Like, we want to see Francis Ngannou, the boxer now. Do you understand why people are saying that? And do you share that assessment? Because you've wanted to box for so long. At this point, you've been there, done that with MMA. Is there a part of you that just wants to focus on boxing?
I'm in the same position that I was. People are the one that changed because they didn't know that I could have boxed. Now their mind is changing because now they believe that I can box. They are surprised. I'm not surprised. So my mind is saying the same thing. When I signed the PFA deal, I know that I could have boxed. I knew. It wasn't like something that I was doubting. And still now, I'm still in the same mindset, and I still intend to fight in MMA. Obviously, I really want to fight, have a lot of fight in boxing. Again, as I said, I think I can give a lot of boxing guy a bad night.
If MMA is next, I think the biggest fight for you in MMA, I said this before you came on, is you versus Deontay Wilder in MMA, because it continues the story of MMA versus boxing. All the boxing guys will follow, but now we have a guy who comes over to MMA from boxing. What do you think of that idea?
I think that's a good idea. In fact, we have spoken about that.
Oh.
In fact, that has been in the discussion.
Okay.
So that's something that can potentially happen. So Deontay Wilder, for a couple months, for a little while now, been training MMA.
Oh, really?
So, oh yeah, because there's an option here. Nothing is said, but something been coming out to my ear, to my attention. So something that makes sense.
Wow.
I think, and because he's really serious about the MMA. I know a lot of people talk, I'm going to do this in boxing and do that in MMA, but I think Deontay Wilder is very interested in MMA and even like just to step in the octagon for MMA and MMA only. So, but again, it's going to be hot. It's going to be a different beast for him.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike this time that I was the one experiencing the mountain, climbing the mountain, he's going to be the one climbing the mountain. We all watched the fight last Saturday. But Tyson tried some takedown. I think I tried some takedown, some clinch, and even some elbow. But if it was an MMA fight, he would have been in deep trouble.
I saw the elbow, yes. Can I ask, why isn't Francis versus Tyson 2 being discussed? I feel like that's a bigger fight now than Tyson versus Usyk. Why isn't that on the table?
Hey, I think because they underestimate me earlier and then step out and sign a Usyk fight. And now I'm like, oh, they basically a little bit have their hands tied. And in fact, I'm not sure if that Usyk fight is happening or anytime soon, because I don't think he's in the position to fight in December. I saw a picture of him. I'm like, this guy is not fighting in December. Like, even me, I'm not hurt, but I'm not fighting in December. But him, even less, right? When they announced that, I'm like, bro, I don't know what is the medical recommendation in boxing, but I'm not just sure about your fight with Usyk. I put that out on Twitter, but again, they underestimated me.
Right. That has to feel good, right? Because they announced it before. We talked about that, and now you have pushed it back. That has to be another small victory for you.
It was a victory for me anyway, because I was the first to be served. For me personally, I never think that fight would be on my way. I was on the way of that fight. And in fact, I affected that fight, but that fight didn't affect mine.
At any point, Francis, throughout the whole year, did your confidence go down? Like, I just went through all these things of people doubting you. Did you ever waver? Did you ever regret? Was there ever a point in your brain where you said, maybe I should have taken the UFC deal, maybe I should have stayed, this was a mistake? Did you ever for a second doubt yourself or your decision?
You have to understand something. Like, things are playing out for me perfectly. Maybe even more than anyone expected. But let me tell you this. Let's say after the UFC, after walking out from the UFC, I didn't have any of those contracts, whether it's it's a PFL contract or a Tyson Fury fight contract, I wouldn't regret. It wasn't an overnight decision. It was a decision that I thought about it. If you ask Michael will tell you. I was telling him, like, bro, if this mean I'm gonna go back in Cameroon and farm, I'm gonna go back and farm. I love farming, but it has to be on my term. Like, I'm not doing what I don't want to do just to please somebody. No, I don't do that. I can't do that. It's just beyond my capability. Never regret. But I think things been playing out even better than I expected. I couldn't even script this so beautifully. Why would I regret? Everything be good. I was like, why didn't I do this earlier? Why did I even try so hard? Why did I even put so much energy into a relationship that wasn't working? Right? Sometimes you just have to let him go. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Move on, and potentially you're gonna find your place somewhere else, and even better. But no matter what, you're gonna be in peace with yourself. So I was in peace in myself. I'm in peace in myself, and I would have been in peace in myself either way, because I do not regret my decision. I do not take my decision to hurt anybody. I do not take my decision to please anybody. I thought about my decision, and I took it based on what I want and based on my principle.
How do you think Dana White feels about what happened on Saturday?
Who cares? Dana White feel like Dana White feel. I feel like I feel. Personally, I feel great. I think you have to send him an invite so you could ask him. I would like to know too.
Okay. Okay. So what would you say to Dana if you saw him now? What do you think you would say to him?
I don't know. Why would I say something to him?
Do you think he's happy for you?
We have to ask him. But I don't know. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure, because he's been throwing little stone on my way like this, like trying to talk me like.
You didn't want the tough fights. You were looking for easy fights. You were looking for easy situation. All that stuff.
We can pull it up into that. We know Dana is Dana. He said what Dana said, and which does most of the time mean anything. You mean like a lesser fighter like Tyson Fury, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, he was right.
A lesser fighter like Tyson. And let's be honest, John Jones too was saying you were looking, and look at you now, right? A lot of people were throwing stones your way. It wasn't just Dana. I know he gets a lot of the attention, but a lot of people weren't backing you. Fighters weren't backing you. And that to me was the part that bothered me the most. Fighters.
But you have to understand, Dana has a power over a lot of fighters. A lot of them, they are just there to please the boss. A lot of them, they don't have their own personality. They don't have their own identity. So they just want to fit in something, and you can't blame them. It costs a lot, and it takes a lot to stand up and say what you think. And some people don't just have it. Some people just make themselves a puppet. It's okay, but I can be anybody's puppet. I'm too big for that.
That's right.
I'm too proud for that.
When do you think we'll see you again?
I still consult some of my team today, and our perfect date will still be March.
March, okay. And most likely it's
February or March.
February, March, and most likely it's MMA, right? I think no, or is it even too soon to say?
If Tyson is about to come do the rematch in March, then we push everything away.
Oh.
We did the Tyson one first.
Okay. Is that on the table?
No, right now. I think the Usyk fight is on this table. Okay. He has something in his plate.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Wow, this is crazy. It's crazy how you have all these options now. You have every boxer in the heavyweight division, every MMA fighter wants to be a part of the Francis Ngannou business now. How the times have changed, right?
Yeah, man. You just have to be. Sometimes you just need to be stubborn. Sometimes you just have to to gamble and take the risk to lose everything. Make your peace in case you lose everything. And if you're gonna be okay with that, that's how you get to big thing. Sometimes you need to step back in order to step higher. Sometimes you need to put everything on the line to gain more. You have to risk it. You have to risk something. Nothing gonna be for free.
Last thing, I've been focusing a lot on the doubters and the haters and all that, but is there anything you want to say to the people who did back you, who did support you?
Of course. I mean, as always, I always have a lot of support from people next to me, from friends, family, and even a lot of fans. I have a lot of fans even throughout this process that really believe in me, and in fact, some even believe in me more than I did. Not that I was doubting myself. Some truly believe in me more than I did, and that was very helpful to see. Like, people around still believe, like when everybody thought he was all lost in the new game, that you have no chance. So I'm beyond grateful for that, for having fans like that, for having friends like that, that believe in me, even in the toughest situation. We all know that this year hasn't been easy. Since my last fight with the surgery and everything, all the drama. But man, people that believe in you even in the darkest moment in your life. So thank you again. Thank you very much for those. And to be honest, thank you even for the doubter. Thank you even for the haters, because sometimes I after training, I still get one more round for them because I want to. I'm like, okay, one more round. I want to shock them. I want to be a fly on the wall and see how they're going to be surprised. So let's get this. So even the hater and the doubter, they empower you more than they imagine. So I just take the best out of everything.
Man, you did that and then some, my friend. It was a beautiful thing. And so now you go to, you meet His Excellency and you're going to decide. So you might even decide by the time you leave Kingdom, or will you go back to, Cameroon or Las Vegas? And like, will you know what you're doing next in the next couple of days?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to Cameroon.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm here in the hotel. I don't know when I'm leaving yet. Maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow.
Okay. What a life.
But I might go back to Cameroon and see my family. They left last night.
Okay. Incredible. But will you decide by this week what you're doing?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a lot of media on hold that they are holding it for me. I haven't done any media yet. I think this might be my first media since the fight. And then they are pushing. I really at some point get a step up and take the responsibility.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show first. It really means a lot, as always. And I'm so happy for you, Francis. Congratulations. I feel like I've said this to you so many times throughout your career. Félicitations. It's such a joy. It's such a pleasure to watch you compete. And what you did on Saturday is something that not only myself, but everyone who was watching will never forget.